The city penthouse balcony offers a breathtaking view, yet a profound loneliness envelops Adrian Cole. Dressed impeccably, he is a figure of wealth against the backdrop of glittering skyscrapers. The city sprawls beneath him, a world of opportunity. Yet he remains detached and forlorn. His face, though refined, betrays a deep-seated sorrow amidst the surrounding luxury. Adrian sits in the plush confines of a luxury car, a silent observer of the city's vibrant nightlife. The car glides through the brightly lit streets, each passing light reflecting off the polished surfaces within. In a fleeting moment of introspection, Adrian subtly examines his reflection in the tinted window. The tinted window reflects not only his image, but also the glittering cityscape outside. A glimpse of dissatisfaction flickers across Adrian's face, a subtle crack in his composed facade. The city lights blur outside, mirroring the internal turmoil hidden beneath Adrian's composed exterior. The city's radiant glow casts a stark light on Adrian's face, illuminating the frustration etched deeply within. In his luxurious penthouse, Adrian's expression reveals a profound discontent, a stark contrast to his opulent surroundings. His brow furrows as Adrian engages in a tense video call, the weight of his words hanging heavy in the air. Adrian's voice cuts through the silence, laced with a cold realization. If I lost everything today, not a single one of them would stay. The camera zooms in, capturing Adrian's face, reflecting the city lights, now with a mixture of anger and resignation. The scene concludes with a wide shot of Adrian alone in his expansive penthouse, the epitome of luxury, emphasizing his isolation. Adrian starts his dramatic makeover, his actions rough and urgent. He ceases shaving, a scruffy beard starting to define his face. He pulls on worn clothes, shedding his former identity. Adrian stares into the mirror, a stranger staring back. In the heart of a downtrodden neighborhood, Adrian, now masked as Adam, navigates the neglected streets. He trudges past decaying facades, each step sinking him deeper into the city's forgotten corners. The weight of his disguise seems to press heavier with each block, the air thick with untold stories of hardship. He pauses before a dilapidated building, its weathered exterior a stark reminder of the lives within. Inside, he secures a small, dingy room, the bare walls echoing the stark reality of his new existence. The room becomes his sanctuary, a silent witness to the unfolding drama of his double life. Adrian stands in the stark room, the bare walls a world away from his penthouse opulence. The emptiness of the room highlights the vast difference between his past and his present experiment. He inhales deeply, steeling himself for the transformative journey ahead. Each breath fills him with resolve, preparing him for the challenge. The air hangs heavy with unspoken anticipation, the start of his social experiment. He gathers his courage, ready to confront the stark reality of his new life. Inside the bustling coffee shop, Adrian, masquerading as Adam, radiates nervous anticipation, his hands betraying a subtle tremor. His anxiety intensifies as he fidgets, every movement calculated, every breath measured. In a moment of self-doubt, he gazes at his reflection in a spoon, attempting to compose himself. He subtly adjusts his hair, a desperate attempt to project confidence amid his inner turmoil. The weight of expectation hangs heavy as he awaits the arrival of his blind date, the seconds stretching into an eternity. A woman, dressed to impress, approaches the bustling coffee shop, her steps confident and poised. Her smile fades as she spots Adrian seated at a table, a look of disappointment shadowing her features. Her words cut through the air, laced with disdain. "Wait, you're Adam? You look broke." Her eyes narrow as she delivers the final blow. "I don't date losers." Her back turns, leaving Adrian alone amidst the cafe's lively hum, a stark contrast to his deflated posture. Adrian sits alone, his shoulders slumped, disappointment etched deeply on his face. His distant gaze sweeps across the bustling coffee shop, lost in thought. He raises his hand, a silent signal in the crowded space. With a quiet resignation, Adrian requests, "I'll take a coffee, please. Black." In the park's embrace, Adrian, masked as Adam, sits, awaiting fate's design. A woman approaches, her presence a gentle breeze in the ordinary day. For a fleeting moment, connection sparks, a mirage of something true. Adrian reveals his financial woes, shattering the illusion of prosperity. The woman's words echo, "I'm looking for a man who can take care of me. I can't be building with someone who has nothing." Her gaze hardens, the brief encounter dissolving into the harsh light of reality. In the dimly lit restaurant, Adrian, pretending to be Adam, sits under the long shadows, awaiting a tense encounter. Across from him, a woman's laughter suddenly echoes, cutting through the restaurant's soft murmur. But her amusement turns sharply into disdain. She confronts him with a harsh rejection. "You expect me to sit in public with a guy who looks homeless? No thanks." Adrian's expression hardens slightly. The warm light feels colder now. Adrian walks alone down the street, his head lowered in defeat. His posture reflects the heavy weight of dejection. Each step shows his growing uncertainty about his experiment. Doubt clouds Adrian's mind, casting a shadow over his path. The weight of uncertainty bears down on him, visible in his every move. Adrian continues his lonely walk, his spirit crushed by doubt. Beneath a canopy of leaves, Adrian, known as Adam, waits on a weathered park bench, bathed in dappled sunlight. Elena appears, her expression conveying both apology and eagerness. "Hi, Adam. Sorry if I'm a little late. Shall we?" The sunlight filters through the leaves, casting a gentle glow on their faces as they begin their encounter. As Elena speaks, her voice cuts through the tranquil park sounds. The park bench becomes the stage for an unfolding moment as the two prepare to start their walk. Bathed in morning light, the coffee shop buzzes with activity as Adrian sits, a storm brewing beneath his brow. Worry etches deep lines across Adrian's face as he leans in, his voice a hushed plea. Elena watches Adrian, her expression softening into a gentle understanding. Elena's voice cuts through the tension. "Life isn't always about money. What matters is your heart." Bathed in the golden light of day, Adrian and Elena stroll along the vibrant street. Laughter dances between them as their heads incline, lost in shared joy. Adrian experiences a warmth he has not felt in years, a gentle stirring of newfound connection. Elena responds with a matching brightness, their bond solidifying with each shared step. The city fades into a blur as their world shrinks to the space between them. The warm glow of Elena's apartment welcomes the night. Elena stands by the window, lost in thought, as the city lights twinkle. Adrian enters, his presence filling the small space with a sense of shared dreams. They sit together, the weight of unspoken struggles hanging in the air between them. Elena shares her deepest hopes with Adrian, her eyes reflecting vulnerability and trust. Adrian listens intently, his expression a mix of empathy and unwavering support. In the warm ambiance of the restaurant, Adam begins his act, a look of exaggerated dismay washing over his face. He pauses, a sheepish expression slowly creeping across his features. "Oh, no, I think I've forgotten my wallet," he says, feigning helplessness. Elena responds with a reassuring smile. "Don't worry about it, I've got this." Under the harsh daylight, Adrian, disguised as Adam, stands on the street, his attire reflecting a life of hardship. Long shadows stretch, mirroring the weight of his anticipation and the uncertainty of his charade. Elena arrives, her radiant smile cutting through the drabness, a beacon of hope in their stark reality. Elena's voice rings with conviction. "Adam, one day things will get better. You just have to keep pushing. I'll stand by you." Her words hang in the air, a promise of unwavering support echoing through the mundane street. Adrian stands before the mirror, his gaze lost in the reflection staring back. In the glass, his disguise fights with the raw truth of his feelings for Elena. A moment of stillness as Adrian sees the conflict of his disguise and his feelings for Elena. Hesitation grips him, his reflection showing a battle waged in silence. The mirror captures his inner turmoil, the mask of deception versus the vulnerability of his love. Adrian remains still, the mirror reflecting the silent war raging within him. Elena enters the opulent restaurant, her simple attire a stark contrast to the lavish surroundings. Her gaze sweeps across the room until she spots Adrian seated at a table. Adrian sits, sharply dressed in an expensive suit. Elena pauses, a flicker of confusion clouding her expression as she observes Adrian. She approaches the table where Adrian sits, her steps measured. Elena stops at the table, her confusion deepening as she looks at Adrian. The restaurant glows with warm light, illuminating the impeccably set tables. Adrian sits opposite Elena, his nervous energy palpable. He inhales deeply, bracing himself to reveal his truth. With a mix of vulnerability and anticipation, Adrian confesses, "My name isn't Adam. It's Adrian Cole. I'm a billionaire. I disguised myself as a beggar because I wanted to see who would love me. For me, not my money." In the soft glow of the restaurant, Elena's eyes shimmer with unshed tears, reflecting the delicate dance of light and shadow. A fragile silence hangs in the air, heavy with unspoken words and the weight of revelation. The question hangs in the air, a fragile plea for truth amidst the opulent surroundings. "You mean, all this time, you were testing me?" Her words, like delicate glass, threatened to shatter the carefully constructed facade of the evening. The restaurant fades into a blur as Elena's world narrows to this singular, heart-wrenching question. The truth, poised to be unveiled, promises to either mend or irrevocably break what remains between them. In the opulent setting of a fancy restaurant, Adrian and Elena sit bathed in the soft glow of candlelight. Adrian gently captures Elena's hands, his eyes locking onto hers with tender intensity. His voice softens with heartfelt gratitude as Adrian begins to speak. Yes, Adrian's voice deepens with emotion as he continues. "And you're the only one who passed." Adrian's voice trembles as he confesses, "You saw me at my lowest, when I had nothing to offer." Adrian concludes with heartfelt sincerity. "You still chose to stay. That means more to me than anything." Soft light bathes the elegant restaurant as Elena sits, her expression a study in gentle sincerity. Elena begins to speak, her voice soft yet firm. "I didn't stay because of what you had or didn't have." Elena confesses, her eyes locked with unspoken emotion. She continues, her voice filled with conviction. "I stayed because I saw your heart." The moment hangs suspended as the weight of her words fills the softly lit space. Sunlight floods Adrian's penthouse, illuminating the air with dancing dust motes. Elena and Adrian stand together, their faces glowing with pure happiness. The city sprawls beneath them, a testament to Adrian's towering success. Their eyes lock, lost in a world where only they exist. A gentle breeze whispers through the sheer curtains, carrying the intoxicating scent of jasmine. Adrian whispers, "She loved me when I had nothing."